Yo, what's going on? I'm going to live Saturday morning for a market update. I'm going to let maybe some more viewers come in before I get started here. Markets are moving. Markets have been pumping. Bitcoin is up. All right, so let's get right into it, guys. Bitcoin's moving. Let's put Bitcoin on a weekly chart. Let's start with a big perspective, guys. So I'm here to do a live market update. I'm going to try to stay on it regularly, Monday through Friday regularly, sometimes on the weekend. And I just want to stay in the flow with the market. I want to be managing my portfolio. I'm doing that live as well, as we can see on 3commas. The change of my portfolio value here. And so I'm doing this live, and I need to make sure I'm staying in touch with the market, and when the opportunities come, I want to be able to jump in and take them. So doing it live here is keeping me accountable, as well as making me get on and look at the markets every day, not just putting a position at the back of my mind and forgetting about it and hoping for the best. Actually actively participating in the markets and maybe find some good times, opportunities for day trades and swing trades, scalps. So I'm keeping a certain portfolio going. Let's keep some music going. How about that? All right, we'll keep the music going. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking for opportunities in these markets as well as managing my portfolio. So I'm keeping some core positions. We've been tracking my exposure. So we can see here, last we checked on 410. So this is my trade journal. We can pull that full screen too. So we can track here the percentage of exposure that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and put in today's date, 4/12/25, and let's find my exposure. So let's look at my tokens. We can see I keep it. I don't have any USDT. I just have USD as my dry powder. Bullets ready to fire. So I have well, I was about to calculate it myself. I'm used to doing that on my other portfolios, but 3commas will calculate it for me. So I'm just going to go to my portfolio. I'm used to, in my other accounts, just having to manually calculate it. And here it is, 23% USD. So at this point, my exposure is up because the value of my portfolio is up. So I am at 77% exposure, 22.9 in USD. So the other part is what's in crypto. So I'm back at 77% exposure, just like I was before the market dipped down. And that was on tariff news. So tariff news, he did a 90-day delay. President did a 90-day delay on most of the tariffs, it sounds like. I'm not going to get in detail on that news, but I'm sure most people are aware of it by now. So we had 90-day delay on tariffs, market pumped immediately after that. So this is a weekly chart. We can see we are retracing these last two red weeks, or last red week, which went all the way down from almost 88,000 to 77,500 in 1 week, and then continued all the way down to 74,168. So we're bouncing from this low of let's just round it, 74,400. to right now back up 83,700 to round it. So I mean, we can see here that went 13%, 13.4% about from lows on this weekly pump. So let's go to the daily chart. So I have a lot of exposure. To finish this thought on the exposure, I'm at a decent amount of exposure. I don't really need to be looking for more positions. I'm holding assets. I'm holding them in hedge positions though. So it will sell off the position as it goes up. It's not going to hold it for a bigger move. It's going to hold it for whatever the range I've set on. So I'll show that real quick. So we have these three positions: Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP. We can also full screen it. I don't know what happened with the music. Let's keep it going. So we can see here, for example, oh, it's not coming up. There we have it. So I have BTC, ETH, and XRP. This is the BTC chart. So BTC went back into my grid bot range, and we hit some sells on the way up. So it bounced first here. We hit one sell and a rebuy, and then it went back in the range. Sell, sell, buy, buy, and then sell, sell. So that's working pretty well. Can't complain on that. My position is getting smaller. If we make the rest of that move, I'm not going to be holding quite as much. So that is the trade-off there with the grid bot. That's why I call it a hedge long position. ETH is still below the range. I'm almost certain. Yeah, ETH is well below the range, and I just didn't want ETH. I originally had the range bigger on ETH. I had it about down to, well, actually I don't remember. I'd have to look at the ETH chart where I had it down to originally, but I didn't want it to keep buying in. ETH was underperforming, so I was just like, you know what, I'd rather put more into Bitcoin, and even add it to my Bitcoin position at one point, as well as taking off some of the ETH to put to the XRP position, which is right here. So XRP is still within the range. See the difference? ETH, I reduced the range, and I just didn't want to buy back in, and I didn't want to sell either until it gets back above 2,000 here, because I think when ETH does pump, it could clear quickly. So I just decided to turn off the range for ETH for now and wait for the bigger move back into 2000s for it to start hedging off. And XRP, I had actually taken some of that ETH position and added it to XRP at, let's see if it'll show us the price here. I'm pretty sure it does. View history. Huh, I don't see that right here. Well, either way, I added $500 to it. So it's making about $6.20, $6.18 per trade is what it looks like. Oh no, $2.61. So that's after I add it to it. It's making $6 per trade. So each one of these orders here that execute it now should be around $6.18. And as XRP comes up, it's going to keep selling and risking back on as it goes down. So we can see here just in this between $2 and $2.20 to round it off, we made buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, buy, sell, sell, buy, buy, sell, buy, sell, sell, sell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sells just in that range using the grid bot. I know it's not with very much money, but that's also a small portfolio. So this is only, right now my portfolio size is $3,777. So I'm actually going to put that in my journal. I don't really need to actually. So I have a trade journal going, which I need to bring up. It's not on the screen right now. Excuse me. So I'm going to bring up my trading journal. I have one just for crypto and one for my other trades. Yo, what's up, G-Wiz in the house? How's it going, man? How's your weekend? Okay, so Bitcoin. Okay, so I am going to bring up my trading journal, but I just want to review these positions. So I am positioned long, 77% exposure, so I like that. Going back to the charts, yeah, let's look at Bitcoin here. And we'll look at the traditional market as well. So we bounce in this lower range that I had mapped out here, and now we're coming back in to the zone where I think we could make a move. I'm looking pretty much for 90,000 to round it off, 89,000, or to round down 89 first. So this could potentially GWiz says, great day yesterday, up 2,700 and 4,400 for the week on your new XFA. Nice. Congrats. One more day for a payout. Huge congrats. Huge congrats. Yeah, mine are ready for payouts, but they don't have a big enough account balance. So I need one, I'm one good day away from payouts on all of my XFAs. That's awesome. Huge congrats. Yeah, I'm excited to hear you get that payout. Take it slow, of course. I know you know that. I'm not trying to give advice, but no rush, no rush. Take it easy. You only need that one day. Lock it up. Maybe sizing down right at the end. That's what I try to do it because I regret it when I don't. When I size big and I only need a little amount. Like the other day, I needed $130 to pass a combine. And I risked like $800 to make $130. Like I sized up in the trade I was already in, that was already up in the profit, and I ended up giving back way more. You want 600 tomorrow and take out the 2,000 and leave 3 to grow the account. Nice. That's awesome. So looking at Bitcoin, we'll look at NQ and ES2. Because Bitcoin has been moving with the TradFi. With the overall market. So we're going to look at that as well, but let's stay on Bitcoin for the moment. Daily chart looks bullish. Like I said, I have this range marked out. I have a lot going on in this chart. I could simplify it. I have these previous week levels on it right now, the Spaceman BTC levels. Free indicator there. Used by Main and used by a lot of people. I know like Rips uses them, for example, just on NQ as well, on NASDAQ trading. So we're trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, this is a bounce zone here. So, I mean, we're kind of still at this support resistance area. Like right here, it bounced to here and reject it. Same thing. We kind of like had to fight through it there. We did bounce there, and we're kind of, this is where we reject it. So I would definitely want to see a little more continuation, something like this, and I'll get rid of all my ugly drawings there. Oops. And I had mapped out this range before. Let's see, this is still on the daily chart. I mapped out this range and just where we initially dipped to and rebought from. So we kind of faked out of it and retest it in. And again, this is a daily chart. So I'm looking for continuation to break through the mid of it and come to the top. But it's just kind of a loose idea. I wouldn't use it very specifically, like exactly that level. It's kind of, the way I drew it is kind of random to me, but just something I'm looking at for continuation, hold above the mid, continue maybe back to these highs right here. So that'd be my upper target, which is 94,000. So, I mean, I could see myself looking for a swing trade here. Something like this. I'm going to scoot that idea back over, and I'll put this idea right here. How about that? So maybe keeping it a little tighter, and then going for these highs up here. I could see something like that. Not the best R&R for how I like to trade. Maybe if we dipped, buy the dip and get better R&R, something like that. Maybe set buys throughout the zone. I mean, we already swept it, so I definitely maybe I get in a third of the position here and try to fill more down a little bit lower and end up trying to get a little cheaper. If I could fill like one down here, one here, something like that. If I could average in and end up with the 2R. But just knowing my trading, normally I'm going for more than that. Normally I'm getting 6R on a crypto trade, so maybe I should be looking at alts on this. So we might as well look at the 15-minute and while I'm at it. So that trade idea worked out well. I think, did we take that on the demo account maybe? I mean, I'm bullish right now, so I'm maybe biased, but so I'd be looking for this to break out and just continue. So on the 15-minute chart, I don't really know what I'd look for here. I don't like looking at low time frame Bitcoin. I'm just not used to it. But I guess something like this. So what level is that? 78,000. So yeah, I could have a stop loss at 78. Pretty much. More precisely, those lows were at 78,300. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't really want to enter on the 15-minute. Maybe an alt. So I'm gonna stay on the daily. Actually, no. Let's put it on the hour. 1 hour. This will be a little more balanced for me. And then I'm gonna look at the 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably want my stop loss to be lower down here. So that's 78,000. So yeah, where I have those lines drawn, that daily swing, it's good for me. So I would want that looser stop loss down here, right here. It's not all the way at the lows, but right there. And after looking at the hourly, current spot doesn't give me the best R&R though. So now let's look at some alts. XRP is one of the ones I'm most interested in, and same thing, to get the good R&R, it's going for highs. So I'm gonna go down to the smaller time frame. Let's start in the hourly. Might have missed. Wow, look at that. Look at the hourly on XRP. Holy moly. I mean, I don't want to FOMO in that, but I mean, just having a stop loss down here, 25%, which I know is big. I mean, I don't know if I'd have to tighten up my risk on this and just something like this, using these past wicks. It's kind of sketchy because it's a weekend. I mean, sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't. I've just seen weird stuff happen Monday, Sunday night, get a big wick, and then it comes back in the range or something like that. Like, I wouldn't want to get shook out of a trade that easily, but I think these lows are safe. If I want to start averaging in and set some orders lower where I'd try to average down and get a average entry, something like this. I don't know though. I mean, this one I'd be cool with putting a stop loss here and just jumping in. We do have the grid bot running, so I could just add to the grid bot, or I could put on a swing trade. Maybe we just do it as a swing trade. I think I'm gonna go for this. I'm gonna put it on the daily. See what I'm looking at. All right, back to the 15-minute. Oh no, wait, hourly. Four-hour. I'm just trying to think about my targets. Maybe I take half off here. Just looking at this volume profile and where a lot of it topped out. Half off there, and then half off here. Maybe something like that. And then holding a little runner. I think that's going to be my move. Maybe I take more off here. Lock it in. I don't want it to take months. Okay, looking at the XRP position I already have, I'm targeting 280 on that one. So that's pretty much this, 282. So that's very similar target to what I'm looking at on this. And so I'm already exposed to XRP, quite a bit of my portfolio actually. It is set to hedge off. I could just add to the XRP bot, which I added to yesterday. Okay, no, but I don't. Okay, I'm gonna do it as a swing. I'm gonna do what I want. That's what I want to do. I'm gonna go to smart trade, and I might have missed a better entry, but I'm gonna keep it tight, light and tight. So I'm gonna go to XRP. Oh wait, I didn't see the message. Sorry about that, G-Wiz. What's your max loss per trade? So I have a I start with the $4,000 portfolio. Right now it's worth $37.80. So I'm looking to risk, like, it just depends on how much I like the setup, to be honest. So right now what I've been doing is like 20, 50, 25 to 50. So $50 is what percent of maybe I'll just use like this. Okay, so 50% or sorry, $50 is what percent of 3,780. And I'm gonna come here. I got XRP USD. So right now I'm risking 1.3%, which is big for me, but this isn't my only portfolio. So I'm doing a little higher risk on this. And when I think about my entire portfolio, I like to risk like 0.5%, sometimes 0.2%. Like, I don't always go into the 1%, 2%, 3%. I am starting this portfolio a little bit smaller, and it doesn't account for all of my crypto. So I'm kind of risking a little bit more, but 1.32% is not bad. And that's using $50. I'm cool with doing trades for risking $25. Oh shoot, my USD is... I don't have enough USD. I could... So right now it's bound up in the grid bots. Alright, hold on. I gotta think about what I want to do. I might shave off from the grid bot to do the swing. Or I'll just use the rest of the money in this account. It's only $78. So, but I do have more USD. It's just set in orders right now. Or I sell some of my ETH position. That's kind of been my go-to, is just sell off the ETH. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a few $100 from it. gonna do some quick math. I already have $78. So I'm risking 13%. So that's $13 per $100. And I don't know what I want to do on this trade. Maybe risking 40 bucks or something like that. Around 300 bucks. So I'm going to risk if I take $200 out, that's 278, and 13% of that is 36 bucks. So I'm going to risk $36 on this trade. And so I was just looking at the percentage of what I'm talking about risking here. It's around 13%, depending on what I get filled at. So I'm going to sell off $200 of the ETH. So I'm just going to hit edit, continue edit. And I'm going to lower the investment. Right now it's at 1117. So I'm just going to take it down $200. Confirm. So it's applying the changes to the grid bot, which will free up that ETH. And then I'm going to just go to smart trade, select ETH. I'm getting rid of some of these favorites I don't use. There's ETH. And then I'm just going to go to buy, sell, and sell off all that extra ETH. 100%, 283. Maybe I freed up a little extra. So how much? I might risk a little more in this trade. So 283, if I sell all that, 283 minus or plus 79 times 0.13. Oh, that's $50. Perfect. So I'll risk 50 on this trade. So I'm going to sell all that ETH. I could have put a note on it. I should have. I can still do it right here. I'm going to put a note on it. Selling ETH to take XRP swing trade. When a large wedge pattern on the daily, draw trend lines on the daily chart. Don't trade it. Wait for a breakout. You're talking about on XRP? You sent a pic in Discord. Okay, I'm going to check out that. Okay, so I sold my ETH. And I'm going to go to the smart trade now and go to XRP. I already have it saved here as a favorite. I'll just click on that. Okay, so I'm thinking to fill it slowly. So maybe like $100 at a time. Starting maybe with 161. And then I'll add the rest slowly. I'm going to look at GWiz's chart. Okay, this is Bitcoin chart. Pretty much pointing out, I think, this like trend that we haven't broken out of, which we can see on the XRP chart too. Okay, so I'll do multiple entries. How about that? I do like that, and it's just being patient, waiting for a good entry. So I'm gonna start filling only $161 to put the position on, and I'm gonna put the take the stop loss. What did I say? At 1889. So it's risking $20 with this initial 161. And buying 74. Let's just make it even 75. 75 XRP. And I'm going to split the targets up so we have TP1 at 57, 257. And I'm going to split the targets, like I said. So I'm going to actually put 80% of it for there. Okay, 75. I'm going to put 70% there. Add target. And then next TP is at next TP is at 282. So I'm going to put next one 20% at 282. And then we have 10% left. So I'm going to do full 10%. And I'm just going to set some moon bag target. Like $5 or something. And that will be a moon bag. So using a percentage of the profits to hold the bag. Maybe I put it at 340. I'm just going to put a moon bag price. I'm going to put $5. Add TP target. I think we're ready to go. Market order in. Conditional market order for the stop loss. Limit order for the take profit. We're all good. We have our 3 different TPs. So I'm just going to hit create trade. And we're in. So I'm just bullish right now. I want to have some extra position on. So I'm risking, so far I'm risking $20, $19 on that trade. And yep, we can see it here. Trade is on. We can see the different orders. And I'm actually going to put an ad. So where do I want to add it? $203. 20333. Okay, so I'm going to add limit 20333. And I'm going to add another. Oh, I want to do it in XRP. I guess I can't. $100. 49 XRP. I really want it to be an even 50. Is that dumb? There's no way I'm going to get it to be an even 50. Almost. Can I do it? There's no point. Nope, it's impossible. XR50 XRP, look at that. It is possible. That's amazing. That's so satisfying. All right. I'm going to hit save, adding 50 XRP at $2.03. And we'll see that show up here on the trade terminal or whatever, full screen. It looks a little prettier. That is awesome. Sweet. So we're good. I added some weight to my profile. So new exposure is, we can go to, let's just go to my portfolio. We almost are back to break even on this portfolio. And we have 29% USD. Maybe I should just copy this and put this in my trade journal. That's actually not bad to have as an entry. Not my favorite. Maybe there's a better way. Okay, so we are at slightly less exposure. Almost 71% exposure now after I sold off that ETH. So I bought XRP, but actually reduced exposure to my portfolio because I'm trying to buy those other entries. It makes me want to enter more because the whole point was I wanted more exposure, and it actually reduced my exposure a little bit. It makes me want to add a little bit more. I had this ad down here, right, at 203. So I'm going to put a more aggressive ad also at, let's zoom in on this chart. I don't know. Right here. Right there. More aggressive. At 209.20. Okay, so let's go back to that trade. Add funds. Price. Limit order 209.20. 22 for good luck. Oops. And I'm gonna add 50 bucks. I'm gonna add like 25 XRP. Oh, now I'm gonna play this game again. This game that nobody can win. Can I get it to be even 25? I can. Look at that. Beautiful. At 209.22, I'm adding about 52 bucks to get 25 more XRP. Safe. See if we get a little dip. Okay, so I have that order placed. 1889, and then this one should be on there now. Let's see. Refreshing the page. It might just not be placed yet. Let's see. Buy step. Oh, it said insufficient funds. Wait, really? Did something... Let's look at my portfolio. Alright, let's go to the dashboard. Dollars, $1,000. Says only 25 available. Okay, I guess that was all I had available. So I'm gonna do that ad, but I'm gonna only do $25. I'm just gonna use the rest of it. So going back to Smart Trade, XRP, add funds. I thought I had a little more. So I'm just gonna add max at limit price of, oh shoot, what did I say? 203. What did I say? Yeah, 203.22, right? No, 209, 208. $209.22. Okay, I'm just gonna use everything else I got. Boom. I can always go back and edit these too. So I can edit this from here. If I put some more money on here, I want to increase it. It kind of sketches me using every like fraction of a penny on there in case the order didn't go through for some reason, if it slightly calculated it wrong. So I'm going to just make it even 25 and hit save. All right, so we're set. I have 2 entries, 2 more buys on that. We entered some already, risking 20 bucks right now. If we get the other fills, we'll be risking about $50. And I really think that's it for my portfolio. So I added exposure to XRP. And it's like, for me right now, if I'm going to trade alts, I mean, we can look at some more alts, but I'm only really interested in the bigger cap, and I know XRP already pumped a lot, but it's just way easier for me to want to hold XRP right now. Like, oh yeah, we'll look through some other alts right now. Okay, so just to pull up some first, let's see, we got Solana. What do we want to look at? Doge maybe, XRP. ETH, where's ETH? Right there. What else? What do we want to look at? I had been watching BNB. We'll look at BNB and then we'll just scroll through a few. Okay, so let's just look at these. I don't want to dwell too much, but maybe we find something. Full port some meme coins. I can't help it. When my friends make meme coins, I always buy them. So, getting back, Solana. Getting back in the zone. My buy idea there would have got stopped out. I think maybe I put that on a demo trade. I don't really remember. Let's put it on the demo account and see if any of those trades played out. I was pretty bearish Solana down here, I won't lie. I'm thinking it's going to go down to 75. Did any of my trades play out? Okay, so, yeah, I mean, Solana breaking back in this range, I think it could come back up to 180 or something if it keeps pumping. Just pretty much looking at where all this volume has contracted. Like up to 188, 190. Let's keep going. Here's, oh, that's Solana also. Dogecoin. So I have this whole zone as like a support resistance zone. So until we really start holding above it, I wouldn't be as bullish. Let's go to the daily chart. That's really zoomed in. There we go. Yeah, that's scary to be buying that to me. We'll zoom out on XRP. Here's the weekly chart. I mean, definitely a lot of room down. If something crazy, bad news came out. But with current administration in the US government support of crypto, and XRP being one of the major ones that's probably working with them, and after winning federal lawsuits, it's just hard to... I'm more bullish on it than others altcoins. Alright, here's BNB as another random example. I've traded BNB quite a bit in the past. Alright, well, first off, what was that trade idea? Alright, so looking at what did I want to do? Smart trades on this. I want to see if any of those trades worked out. So I'm going to do my trade history. Nope. Those were fails. It's good they're in the demo account. Solana long and LTC long. These were just kind of for fun, just random. They were some of these ones on the charts that we already looked at. Off the demo account. I knew I wouldn't take them for real, so I just did them for fun. They're just ideas. But we saw these ideas on the charts. Like here's Solana. That obviously got stopped out right there. It could still play out. Maybe the stop loss would have been the good buy right here. All right, so we looked at Binance. Let's look at some random alts before I get off. Atom. I mean, that's scary. Let's just add the lows. ARB, Algo. I mean, I'm not even that interested in anything low cap, mid cap even. Cardano. I'm gonna zoom in on Cardano. This is a daily. I'd have to be really bullish to want to start longing more coins. I'm cool with my little XRP long. Okay, so I'm going to sort by percentage of change. Thoughts on Monero? XMR, nice. Old school. I haven't looked at XMR in a minute. Let's do that. I don't know. Oh, Kraken has XMR? Of course. The OG privacy coin. Interesting history with Monero. Very interesting. Could probably make some documentaries on it. I mean, you're gonna make me bullish Monero. Let's put on the weekly chart. I like that chart. I won't lie. Man, some cheap buys down here at $100. Okay, so that's last year. I forgot I'm on the weekly chart. Let's go on the daily. Wow, that dip though, 165. Anyone buy that? Look at that. That was a good buy. Yeah, I don't know how I'd want to... I mean, even without that bearish news, I mean, that the market dump here didn't retrace, but longer bear market would. If we kind of just kept fading off, if we didn't continue bullish on Bitcoin, then I could easily see this coming back down to these lows, which is pretty far down. Let's see. %50. So that's kind of scary to hold that. And I could definitely... with the bullish market, I like that it broke out of this consolidation for a long time. Kind of like it. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. It's just, I mean, if you want your stop loss down here, it's just a small position, you know. And then there's no R&R for the immediate future unless we get some big, huge market pump. And put that on the weekly. And I mean, the R&R isn't anything too crazy, even at all-time highs. 3R. That's what kind of sucks about it to me. For what I'd be looking for right now, I'd be looking for shorter term 3R moves. And especially with the size of my portfolio. Maybe something like this. Okay, let's keep the music going. Also want to shout out 3commas sponsoring the stream. So link in the description if you want to try out 3commas. And also there's an upcoming Easter promotion. So check out the Easter promotion. There's going to be some really, really big discounts. I'll just run a few slides real quick and you can check it out for yourself. So there's up to 50% discounts. So check out link in description. You can, with the link, you get the best deal and you can try it for free for yourself. I think for a month. I'll also just put that in the chat too right now. 3commas, there we go. My discount code for that is code Luna if you want to get the free trial and my discount code. But if you wait for Easter and starting in 2 days, wait, so hold on, let me make sure I got the dates correct on the promotion here. I kind of like this Monero chart. It could take forever. And like, where would you have your stop loss? Could do an aggressive. That's just on crypto. I don't like that. I like to zoom out more. Let's do the 4 hour. I mean, yeah, I would want this down here. I mean, it's not that bad. 8%. One to one. Back to those highs. Yeah. Makes it not as interesting for me. Going back to the daily. Yeah, we'd have to go for those bigger targets. Have to be pretty bullish. But I do like that this consolidation was forever. Like, literally from... I'll start it from right here. So, June 2022 to November 2024. Yep, so like 2.5 years. Checking out, I'm checking out Discord messages. So I think that's about all I wanted to cover. I am, now I'm going to be watching Monero. I was going to look at, see the highest percentage changers. Let's see real quick before I get off. Oh yeah, I did want to look at SCI. I'm just still too scared. It's just still bottoming. Like, I'd be wanting to short this. But if the market rips, something like this can totally blast stops. Yeah, see, I'm not interested in this. That's one of the bigger movers today. Solana, XRP, FET, XRP, Solana. Like XRP, I mean Solana looks more just like every other chart compared to XRP. XRP looks more, I don't know. Huge breakout and flag. I guess if I'm just looking at the more recent price action, XRP looks more similar to other alts, but it just is in such a different position. Maker, yeah, I mean, I like stuff like this, but actually XMR, I really like that chart, so I'm really glad that you mentioned that. This looks, I mean, just such a large period of consolidation. Look at that. Just 2.5 years. I'm gonna put that one in my trade journal. I like that chart. Crypto trade journal, let's see. No? There we go. And okay, that there, and in my log. So I'm actually I'm gonna delete these lines. In my log, I'm gonna put this new XRP trade. So 4/12/25 XRP. $161. I mean, I have everything here, so I just need to at least mark that I got in it for now. I could put a link to the trade, so I'm going to copy the link here. Where is that? I forget where I do that. Obviously not from there. Let's go to Smart Trades. Okay, I got a link. I'm going to put that in my journal. Or trade log. And that's going to be it. I could put a note here. Where do I have them? I have such a large journal here. It looks like there's columns I don't need. Like K and L. Journal. I guess I just wrote journal there. Normally I'd call that notes. We don't need T either. There we go, journal. I'm just gonna put notes. Markets look strong, or yeah, and sold some, markets look strong, sold some ETH to create XRP swing trade. Start it by risking $19 and have ads set to risk up to, I think it was like $46 or something. $46. It might have been a little more, I don't really remember. I was gonna put it up to $50. Okay. Sweet, so I'm all done. I did my journaling. I got this trade on, so we're good to go, guys. XRP is rolling here. Portfolio is on its way back. We're almost back, baby. Let's get above water. That'd be nice. So I think that's gonna be it, guys. Thanks for hanging in, G-Wiz, and you're gonna pick up your ground, kids. All right, you two have a good weekend. And thank you guys for watching. I will be back soon with more market updates. So make sure to like and subscribe to get future updates. And definitely make sure to watch out for the Easter sale with 3commas, which I'm trying to bring it up. I'm pausing as I say that because I meant to bring up the actual pricing. Let me see. Okay, yeah, the dates at least here. So the Easter special is going to run from the 14th until the 25th. So you have about 10 days to get huge discounts, up to 50% off of 3commas subscription. So good time to go ahead and get subscription for the rest of the year if you're already a subscriber. So definitely check those out. Again, here I'll roll those slides right here. So make sure to take advantage of the Easter sale if you are a 3commas user or you have been considering getting on 3commas. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. So I will see you soon. Trade safe, guys. Be careful out there. And let's keep watching Bitcoin. Let's see if we can keep going up here. All right, guys, take it easy. Thank you so much. Peace out. See ya.